Everybody, ooh, that's the wrong video. To start off, I would like to say I know I've been doing a lot of Spider-Man stuff, and I promise you, I am planning on switching it back up, and I'm going to bring another game back to YouTube. But for now, I had this video planned because they announced after a exclusive event that Friday, everybody who got to pre-play Spider-Man 2 was going to drop their gameplay that they recorded Friday, today, at 8 a.m. So I was waiting for that. I was just going to do a video today on that. And then we got a little spoiled with last night, Thursday. We got a state of play that was fucking crazy. It was amazing. So I want to start off by showing you guys the gameplay state of view, and then we'll go over to somebody else's recording of their gameplay. So let's start off with the state of play. Miles' Bioelectricities, Venom, obviously Kraven the Lizard. I cannot wait. I actually am excited for Kraven in this game so much.
This is Brian Intihart, Senior Creative Director at Insomniac Games.
You've seen this one already.
Thank you for all of your amazing feedback to our demo at the showcase earlier this year.
This one too.
Marvel Spider-Man 2 is filled
Still
with
really
an
cool
amazing
to see this
story and
stuff.
star missions.
Today
I'm here to provide you with a first look at how the open world experience is evolving and how the game is built to take full advantage of the PlayStation 5.
I'm extremely
The first thing you'll notice is that our city has nearly doubled in size with the addition of two iconic New York boroughs, Queens and Brooklyn. And we've introduced the web wings, an entirely new mechanic that, when combined with web swinging, allows you to traverse the city in a whole new way and at faster speeds than ever before. Whether it's a neighborhood,
if you didn't notice just right there,
allows you to traverse the city in a whole new way and at faster speeds than ever before. Whether it's a neighborhood backed up with Queens or the fireworks that light up the sky over Coney Island, exploring these areas will feel much different than the towering skyscrapers in Manhattan, while also delivering memorable locales like Peter Parker's old stomping grounds in Midtown High and Miles Morales' current place of learning, Broken Vision Academy.
Hey Miles, what's up?
Speaking of our heroes, Marvel Spider-Man 2 will introduce the...
Also, this is something I noticed, and I don't know if it's story-wise, but tell me that these buildings don't look like so much more run down, and it looks like they have an odd amount of trees just lying around. So I'm wondering if there is a situation where Manhattan or parts of Manhattan are basically vacant. Something happens that causes them to leave, and then it's a sector that's all for Kraven. And maybe there'll be a sector where Venom just completely takes over. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a lizard sector. That would be cool.
Ability to switch between the two wall crawlers in the open world, and thanks to the power of PlayStation 5, you can make that switch almost instantly.
Obviously, you can see
delivering a bigger city and playing as not one but two Spider heroes were big goals for Marvel Spider-Man 2. But this time around, it was equally important to provide a greater sense of exploration and discovery. As you progress through the main story, a number of new activities and storylines will become available. The majority of those will now be represented by visual cues in the world that grab your attention, such as a flock of Kraven's Talon drones circling a building, a mysterious symbol projected into the sky, or even an unfamiliar spider-bot being emitting from one of the rooftops. Many activities, like the Hunter's cloaked blinds that overlook the Big Apple, lead to even greater challenges, yet yield worthy rewards and new information about Marvel's greatest hunter, Kraven. Others will lead to a...
There we go. Hold up right there. That's the guy. I forgot his
information about Marvel's greatest hunter, Kraven. Others will...
Okay, I'm telling you, I think this guy's Mysterio. Or there's going to be a side plot with Mysterio, and this is going to be a fake of Mysterio. Because, Mysterio isn't really someone who actually has superpowers. He's just, a great illusionist, a magician, sometimes an actor. So, and sometimes a scientist, I guess. But I actually think that this is either Mysterio or this is, the cop-out for Mysterio. But either way, I'm happy they're bringing Mysterio in. I've wanted to play Mysterio in a game fashion. Obviously, now that we've had him in the movies, that's the only thing that I'm lacking, because I never played the original Spider-Man 2 for the Sam Raimi games. So I never got to play that side mission with Mysterio. So I'm excited for this.
Lead to a climactic showdown with Marvel villains, not yet seen in the Spider-Man universe. The spider heroes have new AR tech in the lenses of their masks, providing a
new HUD so that when you go around you can see everything easier. I'm gonna be honest, this is something that I kind of don't like right now. It could be something that in the future, while you're playing the game, you're okay, this is actually a lot better. Notice you can tell There's a lot of Prowler missions. It looks like there's just a specific Spider-Man. I think one of them is we're gonna have more photos to take. I assume that will be more Brooklyn and Queens rather than Manhattan, since we've already done Manhattan, but who knows. And it looks like that's the other stuff might be side plot. I can't tell, those are, I don't know, it looks like it might be side plot or main plot, but either way, I don't really like it as much as like the yellow dots that they did for the other two games, but it looks like it's still there if you look to the far right, so maybe that is all just side stuff. I'm okay with that then.
Locate new ones yet to be revealed. You can always refer to the upgraded Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app to quickly track nearby areas of interest. The app will also include incoming requests from those who call Marvel's New York home. Some will ask for either spider-hero to help, while others, like the students of Brooklyn Visions calling upon Miles, will require you to put on the mask of a specific hero.
New
All these
animation
activities, including crime to stop from the game's various enemy factions, also now feed into the new district progress system, which even provides more rewards.
Notice they're blocking out a bunch of stuff to the side. You see that? Hold up.
All these activities, including crime to stop from the game's various enemy factions.
Longer. Look at that. Everything that's in here is blocked. So it looks like something with rocks. So maybe Sandman is actually in this game. There's photos, which I think is obvious what it is. They're just going to have us take photos of a few places. Obviously, they changed the map a bit. For instance, the Chrysler Building will no longer be in this game because the new owners of the building did not give Insomniac the license to have it. So they might replace it with something new, or else there's going to be like an empty spot. I think they're going to replace it personally. But there's also like a Spider-Man specific thing for side quest. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. That could be anything. There's Prowler, so I assume this will be a Miles exclusive. I doubt Peter will deal much with the Prowler, but there are some Prowler stuff to do. I really hope it's not the music again. Something with specifically spiders, so I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to assume that's something that both of them can do. What I'm very sure has to be Mysterio. There's one of those. And I think that other one is probably Kraven's, like, drones. But it could also possibly be Vulture, but I really don't think it is. I think it's Kraven.
Factions.
Anyway,
also now
there's a whole bunch of side stuff that you can see. They just don't tell you what it is.
Which even provides more rewards and unlocks our brand new fast travel system. As you can see
fast
here,
travel.
PlayStation 5 and
sick. I'm
SSD
so happy
you can
that they
move across the
included it
city
where you can fast travel anywhere.
Finally, the more city you explore
Miles
and the more activities
like
you complete, the more ways you'll be able to customize your spider hero.
Nice. I was
This
hoping a
includes
little bit
mastering additional
that
combat
he would
abilities
be a
and
little bit
traversal
better at web
skills,
swinging, because
acquiring
I would
improving
admit
gadgets,
he's slow compared
upgrading
to Peter.
to the new
People say
suit
he's
tech
not, but
system,
he is.
and of course,
But I'm
unlocking
excited
additional
to see.
spider suits.
Now here's where they
And we're
start showing
talking
suits.
lots
Real quick.
And
I
of
guess I'll
course,
pause for all of them.
unlocking
This one is
spider
the
suits.
one that they showed as a deluxe edition, I think, or pre-order. I think it's pre-order actually. The other suit with the hood was the pre-order for Miles. This one is his new comic suit, which a lot of people suspected was going to be in the game. I'm going to be honest, I did too. It looks sick though.
Marvel
Here,
Spider-Man
I can't tell what that is.
Unlocking
I've looked
additional
at it. I've looked at
spider
this section quite a few
And we're
times trying to
talking
get
lots
all
and
of the
lots of
suits, but he's got like normal pants with some like knee padding, and he's got like a cross across his chest. I'm not sure what this is. I don't know this comic suit.
Spider-Man 2 will
That could be Insomniac
additional
original.
spider suits.
I don't know.
And we're talking
But either
lots
way,
and
it doesn't
lots of
look
suits.
bad actually. I
Marvel
could see
Spider-Man
myself
2.
wearing that suit. The Sam Raimi symbiote suit, which I'm gonna be honest, when I saw it, at first I didn't think it was that, but I knew it had to be because it was all black and I couldn't see anything. Like, I mean, sorry to Sam Raimi's symbiote suit, it's definitely not the best. You really can't tell in like daylight how all of its features. This would have been better at night, I think, but I'm surprised they even showed it before the game. I honestly thought that they were going to keep that for just in the game, make everyone think about it, but no, they just whipped it out, so.
Over 65
Next suit they have, I think this is the Arachnite suit that they
and we're
just like
talking lots
literally
and lots of
briefly
suits.
show. Hold on.
Marvel Spider-Man 2 will feature over
I think this is the Arachnite suit, which is the pre-order, you get it early. Same thing as Miles' hooded suit, if you pre-order. But I think this is the Arachnite suit.
65 suits from the
Here is
comics, movies,
back to Miles' normal suit. I think that was.
lots of suits.
Can't tell all
Marvel
of these.
Spider-Man
They're
2
so
will feature
fast,
over
and they,
65
like, they're
suits
moving so fast. I think this is Miles'
from
normal
the
suit.
comics, movies,
And then we cut to the Puerto Rican pride
multiple
outfit for
original
Miles. here's where they start showing us. I think that blue and red suit on the side is a Scarlet Spider suit. Although they do show us what the suit selection looks like. And now that you can pick specifically for Miles and Peter, so I guess, like, if you really... Hold on. I just noticed. They brought in a few of the suits. 2099 suit for Miles is back. Track suit. The normal, like the first Spider-Man suit Miles has. I think that's the, sports wear suit. They didn't show anything else, but it's glad to know that they are bringing some suits back. I don't think they're bringing all back, but here's some Spider variants just for specific suits, which I'm really happy they're doing, because there are a few suits where it's like, if it was only slightly different, I would have liked it a lot more. And now that they're introducing variants, like, there's possible I can find a variant that I like more. Like, for instance, this is the Prowler one. I don't always love the Prowler one, but I'm gonna be honest, some of these suits that are like alternates, yeah, I could see myself using for a little bit. Real quick, I think this is actually the Superior Spider-Man suit to the far left, and I think these are the variants of it, which would make sense because on the far right, I think that's an Ock version of it, or of Ock Spider-Man. Either way, that's sick. Classic Spider-Man, which I think that's Webman with the blue for the mask instead of red, and then they have different, you have better colors. Hold on. I think that far right suit, it looks a lot like, from my memory, what the classic suit in Avengers game looks like. Especially with the eyes. I could be wrong though. I actually really like this darker one though. That is the second to the right. I might use that classic suit a lot because I love darker Spider-Man costumes.
On behalf,
I think this. I don't know if this suit is actually.
More excited about what this expanding
suit. The Miguel O'Hara Venom suit, which my friend missed last night when I asked him to look at it because I was excited to see his reaction to it all.
We look forward to seeing you
more Peter New animations. I'm so glad they did that. Like, honestly, the more I look at them, I was happy with the original. They could have not changed his animations while web swinging for the most part, and I would have been okay with it. But it looks like they changed it a lot. So yeah, that was the State of Play gameplay review or gameplay trailer. They have massively increased my hype for this game because they kind of confirmed a lot of stuff that a lot of people were up in the air, like if they were going to do it or not. They showed some sick suits. They showed how... I was excited to see how they were doing the suits because I think they had at one point said that every suit was going to have alternates. So I was like, okay, well, are they bringing every suit back? Which I don't think they're bringing every suit back, but I think they're bringing, like, favorites back. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I mean, I know this 2099 and the tracksuit, and I know those two are at least favorites. I really like the sportswear, so I'm glad it looks like it's going to be back. They showed some side stuff, so I'm excited to hopefully see Mysterio, and I'm just pumped. Alright, now we're going to move on to the legitimate gameplay. So I'm watching Caboose's video. So shout out Caboose. Go watch his channel. I watch his channel for a whole bunch of Spider-Man news. So yeah, if you want to go watch him, go watch him. I'm going to skip his intro, and I just want to watch his fucking gameplay, man. Alright, this is a live reaction. So if I don't talk much, and I'm like kind of giggly, it's just because I'm excited. I'll explain more after the video. I will do a live reaction right now, though.
To explore and free roam what was new, and that was amazing. And
okay,
I also
so it looks like we're gonna have missions similar to the Taskmaster challenges.
Things. Let me just jump in right away and talk about the thing that I imagine a lot of people want to know about, and that's specifically the traversal. There was so much discourse regarding whether or not Peter has new web swinging animation.
Oh, this is the suit that I was just talking about.
There was so much discourse regarding whether or not Peter has new web swinging animations within Marvel Spider-Man 2, and that point was already proven wrong.
This is actually a nice suit. Oh, he's got different web wings.
Reiterate, from what I played,
what the fuck?
Peter has new web swinging animations,
That's
and
sick.
they are sweet. The air tricks felt fairly similar to what Miles is actually able to do that we recognize from Spider-Man Miles Morales, and a lot of those animations and air tricks are back in Marvel.
So I wonder how long they got to play.
You're just doing your normal web swinging. Like, Peter does some crazy flips,
he does
some cool poses, and it's a lot of fun. Speaking of traversal, I don't want to talk in hyperbole. Marvel Spider-Man game
I'm only here for
all-time favorite traversal mechanic in any video game ever. Think about all the stuff you love about the Batman. Second, you're pretty
you said that the web wing
much skidding right above the ground. And now imagine all that fun stuff, but you're also Spider-Man. I don't know. Are placed in the perfect spots around the open world. Not to mention there are vents on top of rooftops that will launch you back up into the air, so you can get a little bit more momentum with the web wings. It's just an unbelievable amount of fun. And it's a simple button press too. You're web swinging around, doing some air tricks, press triangle, boom. The web wings are out. Web wings and then stop himself. So if you see a random crime or maybe a collectible, well, you can stop yourself in midair to then go collect or fight the crime. And I don't even think I need to talk about this too much, but man, this game looks perfect. There's just something about it. When you look at the gameplay from Marvel Spider-Man 2 and then compare it with the gameplay in Spider-Man Miles Morales, even on the PS5 or Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, there's just that added layer of sharpness and saturation that's in Marvel Spider-Man 2 that just makes it look that much better. Not to mention the character models, the textures, the lighting, and I think particularly the nighttime setting in Marvel Spider-Man 2 looks leagues better than the way it looked in the previous two games. Rest assured, they are taking advantage of every little bit of the power that the PlayStation 5 offers with this game. You already know all the upgrades that combat's gotten in Marvel Spider-Man 2, and it's a lot of fun when you got your hands on the controller, stringing together your regular attacks that you recognize and you remember from the last two games, but then also mixing in those brand new special attacks that you have tied to the L1 button. It's so much fun. And what I found most interesting about that is that those special attacks aren't just going to be symbiote attacks at one point in the game. You can choose if you want some symbiote attacks, and then as well some attacks with those iron arms. You can choose as well if you want to switch out all the face buttons to be attached to just iron arm special attacks or just symbiote attacks. Of course, with Miles, it's a little bit different because he has the hands on the
I was listening for only the gameplay, and I started listening to
symbiote attacks, able to take control of that symbiote and utilize it to its fullest potential. And I think that best describes exactly what Insomniac did in this game. They pretty much nailed
I'm kidding.
Some of those attacks are gonna sit there.
Oh my god!
What did I just do to that board? So suffice to say, the symbiote suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is pretty much perfect. Another interesting thing worth noting about the symbiote suit, or I guess the alternate suits in general within Marvel Spider-Man 2, is that your symbiote abilities aren't specifically tied to the symbiote suit. Essentially,
I need to stop
the Raimi suit from Spider-Man 3 of the symbiote.
While
that
I'm
way,
here, I'm
that
only
way
here
on
for
symbiote
gameplay. Bro said he was dropping gameplay.
Oh, and one of the really
I'm only here for straight up for the gameplay. Like, I'm listening, but right now I'm only here.
Similar to the God of War games, you fill up this meter, click in the thumbstick, and then the symbiote suit transforms. And then the logo on the now transformed symbiote suit actually looks fairly similar to the Venom logo. And then when you're in this mode, it's like two attacks against an enemy, and then you do a crazy takedown with the symbiote, and you pretty much just go
right there.
Again, think the Rage mode from the God of War games, but now implemented into Marvel Spider-Man 2. It's perfect. And what's really cool about it as well is that if you're just using the Advanced Suit 2.0 and you activate the Rage, it almost feels like, you know, you're transforming into the black suit on the fly. The alternate suits are pretty damn great in this game, and you already saw in the trailer yesterday that there are plenty of...
This does have different versions. That's... Okay, so they confirmed that as well. That's insane. I mean, they didn't really. It was more just this bro dropped. Just this bro before I laid the game. I think he's literally just, okay. Hold up. This is Lizard boss fight.
Face off against the Lizard, and my goodness, it was one of the most engaging, enthralling, and crazy set pieces for a boss battle that I've seen in a long than Marvel Spider-Man 2. But also, the boss had a health bar. Thank you. Finally, I can keep track as to how far into the fight I am, how close I am to beating the enemy. That's something I feel was sorely missing from the first two games. And I wanted to save talking about the story until the very end of this video because, again, minor spoilers for anybody. If you don't want to know about here, cutscene between Peter and his symbiote suit confronting Kraven. And I am telling you right now, this is one of the best Spider-Man scenes ever. Spider-Man has a deep rogues gallery, all right? Let's not mess around here. We know that there are a lot of really cool... It has always been fairly simple. He's just a guy who wants the hunt. He wants the greatest challenge. And this confrontation that he has with Peter, it's... Oh my god, I cannot praise it enough. From a performance standpoint, animation, direction, writing, all of it, it's firing on all cylinders. If Kraven has been your boy, if that's your favorite Spider...
Mortal Alright, we're gonna skip that.
I see a man. I sense a beast. We'll finish this later.
Oh, he's at right now, too. He's full venom. Oh, that score.
My final hunt.
And from that confrontation with Kraven, then you go into a cutscene with Peter and Harry, and you find out, well, at this point in the story, Harry knows that Peter is Spider-Man. Harry knows that Peter has the symbiote. And it makes me really wonder how we got to this point. Because once again, our hands-on with Marvel Spider-Man 2, they actually threw us a couple of hours into the game. So I still don't even know how Peter obtains the symbiote suit, and as well what those interactions look like between Peter and Harry leading up to this point in the game. But it is confirmed that, well, without that symbiote, Harry is dying, and unfortunately Curt Connors was the guy who was treating him, and now he's the Lizard. You head over to Curt Connors' house, you actually find out through some security cam footage that Lizard did have the lab coat. Okay, he was wearing it, it just rips off because he gets so big. You guys I'm sorry, and there were quite a few scenes that weren't in the just think back, just a couple of extended moments and some more.
Watched it enough. Okay, so
into the sewers, fighting the Lizard, having that boss battle take place, and then blasting out of the sewers and chasing him through the streets of New York City. All the meanwhile, Peter is starting to succumb to the effects of the symbiote and is just getting angrier. It's just so cool. I'm telling you, Marvel Spider-Man 2 has Game of the Year material written all over it. It has best superhero game of all time material written all over it. If they stick the landing when this full game comes out next month on October 20th, it may honestly be the best superhero game ever made. I know usually when we talk about things like this, I try to tell you guys, hey, keep your expectations in check. You know, don't get too overly hyped. You don't want to set massive expectations. But no, I went to this event with very, very astronomically high expectations.
No way.
And I'm serious. Marvel Spider-Man 2 exceeded that tenfold. I was already itching to get my hands on the full game on October 20th, but now I'm seriously there's so much that I want to tell you guys about. So we're going to continue the conversation. Lots of more.
No, they're fighting in pause.
Videos to come, but until then, now let me kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comment.
Okay, hold on. Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot to take in. Okay, so it looks like at least for that story mission, you're gonna be able to kind of fight on the walls. Are they? I don't know if they're actually doing that or if that's just like in that story mission. Oh man, that was cool. Okay, so the symbiote suit has different symbols. He said it was like a rage mode. Which makes sense, because that spider looked more aggressive than the normal spider emblem on the symbiote suit. But, okay, so he has a rage mode, and it looks like he just aggressively kills, like, I'm not even gonna say beats, I'm gonna say kills everybody, because, man. Okay, so the Venom is also still in the game for Miles. I don't know if they're gonna still call it the Venom power. It'd be weird. But, I mean, they could also make it a joke where, you know, Venom says he's Venom and Miles is like, I have Venom. But, and, oh my gosh, there was so much to take there. The sweet web swinging, especially for Peter, just looks so cool. The game looks beautiful. This might be, like, the best looking game I've ever played once I get my hands on it. Oh goodness, I'm so excited for this. So Peter's suits, obviously we saw some in the trailer from Thursday, but for Friday, got to see them like in actual gameplay continuously. They look good. All of the ones that he used look good. And the Lizard boss battle looks kind of easy, but it also looks like it's a lot of fun. Kraven learns that Spider-Man has the sound problem. It seems like early on, so I would assume that because of that, there's like no way Peter could keep the symbiote for that long. Because think about it, if like for 75% of the game, when you're using it, it's just like, oh, I'm constantly like I'm assuming when the symbiote is attacked by the sound, it's just like you can't do anything, so you just lose every fight then. Which tells me that Peter's not keeping the spider or the symbiote the whole game. And Harry already knows that Peter is Spider-Man. which isn't even that. So I'm gonna like draw some lines in Spectacular Spider-Man, the show. Eddie Brock gets Venom, and Venom tells him that he's Peter, that Spider-Man is Peter, and I'm wondering if they're gonna kind of do it like that, but Harry already knows he's Spider-Man, and Peter does something that really upsets Harry, or else the Venom symbiote just controls Harry. I am sure that Harry has it though. I don't think they're gonna, based on the gameplay and what he just showed, I don't think they're gonna have Peter keep the symbiote. I think that theory is kind of dead. Although I mean they might be able to still do it. I'm not gonna lie, but okay. Oh, that's crazy. I don't know, man. Just this game. I mean, like, really, this game's going to be Game of the Year. I have no doubt in my mind. Like, maybe a little bit before, I was like, okay, they could still choke this. They could still not do what, like, all the fans want and ruin this game.
My goodness, they are taking advantage of the PlayStation 5. That much is for sure.
They could still ruin the game, I thought. They could, you could ruin anything before it's officially out, you know what I mean? But after the state of play, and after seeing people's actual gameplay and their opinions, this is going to be Game of the Year. I don't care. I'm sorry, Zelda and any other amazing game that came out this year. I'm sure this game is going to either be, I think it'll be number one, or else it's going to be a close two. Whatever else other game will be a very close notch out. I haven't even played this game, but based on the gameplay and based on what story-wise we learned from the gameplay, man, I'm pumped. I mean, look at this symbiote. It's crazy, man. You're gonna whoop everybody. He showed a lot of Peter. I think Peter is kind of the main draw of this game, just because he has the symbiote suit, not just because he's the normal Spider-Man, but because the symbiote. I wish he would have played a little bit more with Miles, but I think they purposely didn't have him play with Miles. Like, I feel like they intentionally selected a mission where you're mainly Peter for their gameplay demo. But look at this, the suit change. I'll be honest, I like the other version more, but this one looks very menacing. Like, I would be okay if this was like a permanent. I don't think they'll keep it permanent. They've also guaranteed that other suits have Venom's versions, so I kind of wish that he would have played with another Venom suit, but I don't know if they would. I don't know if they let him. Man, they didn't do anything with MJ in this though. MJ or really Miles for the actual like story. They avoided both of them, so I'm curious as to see what both of them are doing in this game's story. Because I feel like I'm not being weird when I say this, and that I like extremely expected something for both of them. Like they were gonna pick like a more boring mission, but like all three of the main characters are involved. But no. Nope, just mainly Symbiote Peter. That's crazy though. I am really excited for this game. I actually was starting to come down from my hype, which is why I haven't done like any Spider-Man 2 videos since the Miles Morales one. But I'm back on it. Although I can promise you guys I will be doing another kind of video soon. I just gotta record it. I also just got a job, so recording and YouTube will have to take a side to that at least. But other than that, I'm still gonna try to do YouTube. You guys would have gotten a taste of what I'm going to do a video on if you followed me on my Twitch at vlogs _, or all lowercase _00. That's my Twitch. vlogs all lowercase _00. If you want to go check out my Twitch. When this game comes out, I'm going to be streaming, like, the whole main game when I first play it. Maybe not the side stuff, but, like, the main story, I'm going to be streaming that. And I'll obviously try to do videos about the game as well. Oh man, this suit looks, even the advanced, it's early in the morning for me, I'm sorry. Even the advanced suit for Peter, or the upgraded suit, looks amazing. It's beautiful. Everything. I mean, my only thing is that I hope that they only, showed one boss battle that was intentionally weak. Because I know there is a parry system, and it looks like he does parry. So it must be easy to conquer, because bro only had a little bit to do it, but... Oh, man. I mean, look at this. You can't win a fight with this. So I wonder what Venom's gonna be like. Venom usually takes things from, like, Spider-Man when he's removed and he goes to another host. Like, I mean, not like, takes his identity. Damn, I'm sorry. It's not like he takes his identity or anything, but I'm gonna call the video here. I feel like we've been here for a while. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am so pumped for this game. Stay tuned for more and for the next video, and I hope everybody has a great night.